Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine. I am part of the Eternal Circle. I am also known as the Psychic Mummy. Okay. Today I am doing a month spread, so looking at the 4 weeks of May to see what's going on for you guys. I've tried to do this video before and my computer decided not to like it very much, so I do have a couple of cards pulled for the one deck already and ready to go, so we'll just have to read them. So now I'm just going to let you guys pick your decks, okay, and figure out which deck you want to hear from. So we are doing a poll to see what's going on for the month of May. See what's going on, see what's up. Today is Rainy Blah Day, day number 2. Tomorrow is supposed to be day number 3 of rain. Oh man. Well, as I say, April showers bring May flowers, right? So hopefully my garden grows this time around and I can actually be in my garden more. Last year I could not be in my garden as much. I was busy raising my twins. This year I'm hoping I can be a little bit more active in my gardens, be a little bit more of a green thumb, get some stuff done around the yard, which would be nice. I like getting my fingers dirty and getting in the earth. So, look forward to that in the spring, late spring, early summer, where you see my fingers probably covered in dirt. It's part of the hazard of being a green thumb. Alright, if you haven't picked your deck by now, I urge you to pause and take a look at the 3 decks here and then unpause to get your message. Okay, so these 2 here are oracle decks. This one is supposed to be an oracle deck, but it's a little bit different, which is nothing bad. It's actually pretty cool. And then we have the tarot deck as well. Okay. Oh, bugger. There we go. Alright, so these are the cards that I had pulled recently, and then my computer's like, I don't feel like doing this, so I'm like, oh, come on. I was so upset. Okay, so the first card that I have for you guys is Dreams Come True. This is supposed to be the first week of May. Okay, Dreams Come True. And when I touch this card, Dreams Come True, meaning that your goals and aspirations that you had or have are going to be coming to light. They're coming to fruition, because whatever has happened within the last couple of months has obviously been kind of turmoil and brewish, and things haven't been going as smoothly as you wanted it to because you've been busy dealing with some other stuff. So right now is the time that things are starting to pick up, whether that deals with your schooling, your career, your own business, even relationships, whether that's romantic or platonic, family-wise, what have you. Okay, any goals, dreams, aspirations that you have. Alright, this is the week that things will start to run smoothly. It doesn't have to be big progress. Okay, small steps are just fine. And you have to remember that small steps are better than no steps. Okay, so really keep that in mind, that at least you are making progress. Alright? The second one I have for you is the Magic of Nature. So this is supposed to be representative of the second week. Okay? And when I touch this card, stillness comes to mind. Okay, so going out and reconnecting with Earth, okay, or just taking that time to find your inner calm. So even if you were to, say, go to the forest, even the image of going down to a sandy beach path to look at the waves of the ocean, okay, these are places that make you feel calm and give you stillness inside, calmness inside. They help you think, organize your thoughts, give you ideas, solutions. So this is what they're asking you to do, is to take that time during this week to find the opportunity to do that, rather than being distracted and using distractions such as TV, your phone, what have you. Go out and reconnect. Okay. And then we have the third one, which is the miracle of healing. So this is the third week. Okay, the third week, they are asking you to let go. So letting go of whatever has been happening the last couple of months, okay? This is your final step. I think that you have already gone through the grieving process, or whatever process that you need to do. Now it's just so much as letting it go. You need to let it go in order to make any more progress with your aspirations and dreams. Because if you continue to bring this up over and over and over again, you're not going to make any headway, and you're going to go back to where you were from block one. So make sure that you are able to let go of this, okay? Even if you do it in such a way as journaling, or even watching a sad movie to try to cry it out, these are ways to just kind of help with going forward, give you fluidity of releasing these emotions, okay? So that way you can let go instead of hold on to it. Really, it serves you no purpose anyways, okay? Whatever happened in the past is in the past now, and you are in the present, my dear. So there you have it. Okay. And the last week we have is the body movement card. Okay. Okay. So basically, all right, is finding a physical outlet as well. So whether that be walking, running, or just dancing along to some good old music, some good tunes, right? This helps break that stagnation and brings an uplifting emotional mood for you, okay? Just because of the fact that scientifically, with being able to exercise or even dancing, things like that. Dancing is a form of exercise, but what kind of exercise you do, right? It increases the serotonin. And when it increases the serotonin, it's like the happiness that comes out, right? So if you're feeling any kind of stresses or sadness or anger, what have you, go out and do what you need to do. Do some physical movement, whether that be yoga, running, walking, dancing, things like that. Or, you could be walking and suddenly listen to a groovy tune and go dancing down the street. That's fine too. But either way, that's what they're asking you to do, is to find that as an alternative outlet, and to remember that that's also a healthy way of doing it, instead of distracting yourself with, say, binge watching television, or being distracted with your phone or video games, what have you. Okay? So that was that deck. Okay, we're going to move on to the middle deck, which is this one, if you guys haven't seen it. Okay. So I don't operate with a book. I use my cards as a tool to assist me with channeling. So I technically channel the information. That's why you don't see me giving you the standard meaning of a tarot or oracle, because I'm being given information rather than memorizing it from a book. I gotta say I haven't really worked with this deck this much, but just gonna get some water here while we look at this. Okay, so we have the first card here. I think this one's supposed to be the Emperor or something, the King. I don't know. I don't have my book. Okay, first week. First week of May for you guys. Alright. Okay. So you're holding yourself up in a very high position, obviously. You're not the type to negotiate or settle on terms that don't suit you. They're saying that usually that this is fine, except that perhaps that now is time to learn about flexibility. You need to start listening to others around you. Okay? Just like a king would listen to his subservients, okay? Or his subjects. So technically you have the power to either, continue to wall yourself off from people, or you can actually start listening to others around you when it comes to advice, or listen to others around you when it comes to ideas, creations, even getting some constructive criticism as well. Okay, I find that you have a hard time swallowing that for yourself. So maybe this is the week where you learn to maybe try to listen to the voices that are around you rather than block them out and think that your way is the only way. Okay? The second week of May. As soon as I touch this card, I hear equality. And equality is a very hard line, especially when you're used to being above that line. Because remember, the first week is about learning to be flexible and learning how to listen. Now it's so much as being able to compromise. Are you able to compromise? Not so much about listening now, it's about compromise. Are you able to compromise? Are you able to do a little give and take? Okay. This is the time now where you need to do that give and take, because one person might have something that you don't have and you actually do need it. So whether that's advice or for financial gain or even for say intellectual gain too, you know, it's time to start maybe considering, can I compromise with certain things in order to level the playing field, and becoming this person's equal or these people's equals, so that way we can work as a partnership rather than working against each other. Okay. You have to realize that working alone, yes, it is beneficial for you at that time, but now not so much. You need to rely on others a little bit more heavily now than ever, in order to have some kind of success. So kind of learn how to compromise, learn how to be flexible, and learn how to listen to others. Okay. The third week. You're going to kind of start coming to terms that not everything is exactly what it seems. You're not going to, um, you're not going to see things for face value, okay? Um, I'm hearing don't judge a book by its cover. They're asking you to also look inward as well, okay? So when we look inward, okay, there is a lot more to process than we actually think there is. So giving that time to kind of give ourselves kind of like a checklist of, is this running right? Is this running right? Giving us an idea of what needs to be looked at, okay, and what needs to be worked on, if that makes sense. So say if you have a negative trait, like say really bad compromising skills, you might want to work on that. Say if you're always pessimistic, you might want to work on that and try to be more optimistic. You know, if you have a hard time trusting people, you might want to work on that, especially if you're going to be asking for the assistance of others, or needing the assistance of others really soon. I think it's time for you to kind of get off your high horse and start reevaluating the inner you, because it seems like you're really pushing people away, and that's not what you want, really. So maybe take some time to reevaluate yourself and reevaluate how you handle certain situations. Okay. The last card here. Okay. So rather than spending your money, okay, they're asking you to lock it up tight, um, batten down the hatches. So they want you to save your money, okay, for whatever's ahead. So whatever plans that you had with your money or have with your money, you might want to put that on hold, or at least come up with some kind of nest egg for the side, just in case things kind of come up. Um, I think that's pretty much it. They're not going to give me much than that, but I think that that would be the probably the smartest move, is to just be wary of financial things currently that week, and maybe consider having a nest egg, and maybe consider canceling big expenditures just in case. Um, because I don't know, but what's ahead might kind of, you might maybe run into some upcoming financial things that you weren't expecting. Um, so it's always good to kind of have something on the side just in case. But that's just my advice. You don't have to take it. So once again, learning how to be more, um, being able to listen to others. Okay, that's really important because people are feeling like they're not listening to them. Okay, and then secondly, finding some kind of a balance and equality, being able to be a team player, to work as a team rather than separately, um, you know, in order to get things done and accomplished. Thirdly, for third week there is doing some self reflection and looking inward and seeing what you can possibly change if you want to change. Right? Everybody has that about them, that if you want to really change, you will. Right? If you think that there's nothing wrong with you, then fine. There's nothing wrong with you, but just advice, right? And lastly, make sure that you save a little bit of a nest egg just for the upcoming month in June. All right? Okay, lastly, got the big guy here. Got the tarot deck. Bet you I'm gonna finish this video and then suddenly one of the boys is gonna wake up. Or both of them. That's how it usually rolls. Three of water is your first week of May. So for me, I'm getting the sense of moving forward, overcoming a certain emotional blockage, being able to let go of it, and being comfortable for where you are at this stage right now. Okay. Your thoughts are beginning to shift. So you're getting more of an idea of where you're meant to be going right now, as far as journey-wise, okay? Whether that has to do with spiritual or to do with career, school, home life, what have you, travel, okay? Moving, that's what I mean by travel, okay? You are starting to get those thoughts starting to unravel for you now that you've pushed forward through this emotional part of you. And push forward through this stuff that was kind of difficult for you to get past. In the last month, last couple of months, maybe last couple of weeks. But either way, you've finally gotten back up on your feet and you're ready to keep on going. Okay? Okay, we have the second card here, which is the Ten of Earth. Okay. Okay, don't be afraid to voice your opinions. Okay. Everyone sees you as someone that you are not. So basically, you hold on to a lot of stuff. You hold on to a lot of information, a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotional stuff within inside you about certain situations, about people, about whatever you see objectively. And you don't let people know your true thoughts. So you're kind of hiding yourself. Okay? This is the point where maybe kind of let some of it out, but not in a harsh manner. You're also one to not be fooled by those that also wear masks as well. Only because you yourself sometimes wear a mask, so that way people don't kind of pick up on you. All right. But I think now, because of moving forward past your emotional state, okay, now it is time to finally just tell it like it is. Okay? If someone is making you uncomfortable, you need to tell them you're uncomfortable. If someone's making you upset, you need to tell them you're making me upset. Because they're not going to be able to be telepathic and know how you're feeling or what you're feeling or how you're thinking. You're going to have to let them know. all right? Even though if they may be close to you, whether it be your husband or your spouse or your wife, whether that has to do with family members or friends, you are going to have to speak up, all right? Because they don't know what's going on, all right? So whatever emotional stuff went on during that week where you're feeling more empowered, right? This is the point where you're going to be utilizing that empowerment in order to speak your voice. And you really need to, or else you're going to be back at the blockage part. Your throat's already kind of really blocked, and I'm already feeling that. So you really need to kind of verbalize, so that way people know where you're coming from, all right? Because people might also think that you're kind of cagey or closed off, or just not interested in themselves, okay? The third card here is thought. So giving thought to where you want to be going right now in life. Because like I said, you are finally getting that kind of affirmation of emotional balance. You're finally maybe starting to open up your voice a little bit more, but now you need to kind of get the thought going of where you want to go. Okay, so what do you want to be doing here? Do you want to be building more of a stronger bond with people? Do you want to be working more spiritually on things? Do you want to be communicating more with spirit? Do you want to be looking at different religion backgrounds, something more structured? Do you want to be looking at a different career path, one that isn't making you feel so less like you? Are you wanting to go back to school to learn more, to take in more information? Do you want to just learn more on your own? Okay, all these things, you need to sit down and start making yourself a list of what you want to accomplish in order to figure out where you need to go. I see that there's a lot of different pathways that you can choose and you can utilize. All of them seem fairly good. For those that are on the spiritual path, I think some of you are looking for more of a structured balance. So maybe looking into different, maybe spiritual, religious backgrounds, pagan, Wiccan, what have you, if that is more your thing. Maybe for some of you, maybe Buddhism. Then there's also, the concept of just being who you are, right? Not having a label, not having a box, and just doing what you need to do. Are you going to be comfortable with just being who you are and just doing what you need to do? Right? For those that are experiencing career stuff right now, is that you need to start figuring out where you need to go next for your career. Are you wanting to move up the management position? Are you wanting to maybe just find something a little bit different? Are you finding that maybe it's time to find something completely different because this is not exactly what you wanted to be doing? And if so, will it require you going back to school in order to get yourself a degree, in order to be working in that field? All these different things you need to think about. the last one, the fourth one here, is healing. Okay. So this isn't too much of like a deep cleanse. I'm feeling it's more of like a dusting, just to make sure that whatever you went through before the month of May, so before the turning event of becoming more secure in yourself, um, this is more of making sure that the progress still stays the same for you emotionally and vocally as well. Okay, so whether that's meditating to make sure that your chakras are the way that they should be or are aligned, what have you, your energy is balanced. Okay, that's more what I'm picking up on. It's not so much as a deep cleanse, release all that stuff. No, it's more of like a dusting off and just doing a double check. Okay, just to make sure that you have released what you need to get rid of, in order to progress into what you need to be doing for your thought. Okay, because whatever is going to be coming up for you in June, I think that it's going to be involving your thought process. So it's going to start opening your pathway to what you have decided to choose. And this is just the final kind of piece to make sure that you're ready, set, go. So give yourself that dusting, give yourself that time at the end of the month, just to make sure that you're ready, you're stable emotionally, you're stable mentally, and you're able to be comfortable enough to communicate now on how you feel about things, okay? Because that'll probably play a pretty important role later on, only because of how it will affect you and the people around you as well, especially when it comes to the new pathway you're going to choose to. So very, very, very much, it's not a deep cleaning at all. It's just make sure that whatever was there is gone. If you need to do a little bit more work, do a little bit more work, by all means. Healing is one of those things where, it takes time. It's not something to be one and done and over. That's why we kind of do healing work gradually, one step at a time. We might do a major clean, and then we might have to do a little bit of a dusting at the end. It all depends on the individual. It depends on the person too. Okay? So that is the month of May for those 3 decks. I hope that resonated with everybody that's watched this video. I hope that made sense to you guys. As always, I hope that I'll see you guys around, and hope you guys enjoy my videos that I keep posting and putting up. Alright, so keep an eye on my social medias. There are things that are coming up, so keep your eyes open. Alright? Okay, take care, guys. See you soon.